Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at some of the Walking Dead McFarlane pistol accessories that we've gotten. And I'm going to rank them from my favorite to my least favorite. And yeah, I don't think anyone's ever done this before, so this is a sort of new idea of doing a accessory review, because the thing that we YouTube reviewers, toy reviewers, we tend to just gloss over the accessories, kind of. But they really deserve a lot more time than that, because I think they get the most work put on them, because, like this pistol here, that's not easy to do. That's a lot of tiny, minuscule work there, and it turns out really nice. So, yeah, I'm going to be taking a look at these. So, first, let's start with my favorite, and my favorite is probably, let me think, Rick Grimes' Series 8 pistol. Now, I'm choosing this probably based on the fact that Rick Grimes is my favorite character, and his gun is very iconic, but also it's very well done. This one actually looks like a gun to me, and yeah, that's pretty good. Pardon my scratched up fingers, I've been playing with my cat. Anyway, yeah, it's got very good detail and it's painted really nicely. I picked this one out of all the other ones just because they're just not quite as good. They missed the mark in a few points, and they all really are different. Like, let me think. I think this one is the Series 2 pistol. This one's like Series 6, I think. This one here. This one's possibly the Series 4 one that wasn't exclusive, and then this one here, I'm not 100% sure. That's probably also a Series 2 that I mixed in there, but it just looks different from the one over here. So yeah, they all look real different, and this Series 8 one stands out from them because it's got a better silver and a better black wash on it, as well as I like the brown handle. On all the others it's a little more light. I like this one. Actually looks like it's a wooden handle to me, and I like that. If I were to gripe about anything on these, it would probably be there's a bit of a lump right here on all of them that looks a little off. It should be a little more rounded, I think, but yeah, that's not a problem. I'm not sure what the name of the gun that Rick has is, but I know it's a Revolver, and I don't know, just off the top of my head, maybe it's a Magnum like Dirty Harry's. But anyway, I'm not the biggest person. I don't know the most about guns, or the English language, apparently. Okay, and the second best gun here, I would say, is definitely Gareth's pistol from Series 7. I really like this one. It's got very nice details. This is a Beretta, 9mm, I believe, and it actually looks like the real gun. If you pull up some images, looks like dead on. Really, this one probably should be in #1 position because all the figures hold it pretty well. It's very well sculpted and it looks the most like it, but I'm giving Rick's gun the first place. And yeah, it's really nice. With most of the guns, they're kind of flat in certain places and rounded off where they shouldn't be. But this one, it really gets everything down. It has the little sights back there and stuff. So yeah, this one's a really good one. And then another one I really like here is the Merle pistol from Series 3. Or Series, I think, like 5, when they got that repackage of him. Then probably saw it again later, but they reused Merle a lot. So whichever version, I think this is the Series 3, so I'm just going to say this one's the best of those. And it's really nice. The silver is nice, the brown on the handle is nice, and it's sculpted very well. I think this is a Colt 45, maybe? I don't know, maybe, perhaps not. I'm not, again, the best person to go to for that. So, anyway, it looks really good, and I like its little hammer back here. It's very rounded off. Looks I don't know, looks pretty accurate to me. Yeah, so that one's another good one. And then I gotta give this one a place in here. It's the Desert Eagle from Abraham Series 6. Or it did come with a Comic Carl, so that's another way you could get it. For some reason it didn't come with Comic Abraham when it probably should have. And it looks really nice. I'm not a fan of all the silver that's been put on it. Maybe if it was just completely silver or just completely black with a slight amount of silver on it, that would look better. But yeah, other than that, the sculpt is really well done. And a Desert Eagle is just like one of the coolest looking guns I've seen. If you remember the movie Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he carried around one of these. And it's really neat. It's just an awesome gun. It looks awesome, and I've never been able to shoot one or own one myself, but maybe someday in the future. We'll see. What else we got here? Okay, and the silenced pistol here. This one came with Series 6 brick, and I'm not sure if it came with the Series 7.5, but it's a really nice gun. It's got the flashlight silencer, which I'm not sure if you can actually create a silencer out of a flashlight, but whatever. I'm just gonna say maybe. And then looks like it's a Glock 9mm there, and it looks really nice. It's got the squared off barrel here and all, and it's kind of stocky looking. It looks like a Glock to me. So here's what it looks like with the flashlight taken off, which I've done here. This is actually a customization job where you have to chop off the flashlight, but yeah, so it looks really good without the flashlight. I prefer that. So it would be higher on the list if the flashlight weren't there, but I still really like this one. This is a good one. What else we got? Now we're kind of moving into a shadier area where it's not so much as good as meh. Like this pistol here, this came with first the comic book series 1 Rick Grimes figure. That's like the first figures from McFarlane. And yeah, it's nice. It looks like a regular 9mm of some sort. But I don't know, it's just very plain looking, nothing all that great on it. It's pretty well sculpted, and my biggest problem with it is we've seen it many times. I've got, like, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh no, 4 right here, yeah. And it looks like the Desert Eagle there, I don't know why. But, yeah, we've seen it very many times, and I'm not sure why they keep reusing it. It's just probably just because it's very plain looking, but I'm not a fan of that. And I know that they did reuse these because I didn't get any doubles of the figures that came with this, so each time I got this was from a new figure. One of them, I believe, was probably the most recent, the comic book series Abraham Ford. Yeah. Yeah, so now we're moving into the bad area where it's just the guns pretty much suck. And to top off that list, I'm going to say the absolute worst gun here. Let's do the absolute worst as the last thing. Let's go with this one here. I don't like this one because it's not very well sculpted, and it's kind of too tiny. It came with the Glenn figure from comic series of figures. And yeah, it's very plain. We got this with Governor as well. And very plain and very thin looking. This one doesn't do it for me. So this one's a meh. And its mere tininess alone is enough to make you cringe. And then the Glenn pistol from Series 5, I believe, yeah. I don't like this one because, though it does look nice, it's very tiny. Let me show you in comparison to a regular pistol here. It's very small. And if this came with Maggie, that would be good because her hands are tiny, but I don't know, it seems like Glenn should have come with a better gun than this. I'm not sure if this is even the gun that he carries in that show, or in the season that we were at that time when they released the figure, but I'm not even sure what sort of caliber or type of gun this is supposed to be, so it looks like a lady's gun that she'd like carry in her purse. So not a fan of that one. Now, these are just absolutely bad, these. This one came with the comic series Andrea, which is probably the most recent use of it. And she was series 3. And it's pretty bland. Just right off the top, its sculpt is okay, but it's too thin, feels flimsy, and it's too wide as well as being too thin. Like in comparison, that's wide to that's thin. And the trigger right here, it's got an excess piece of plastic behind it, which makes it look weird, and I think it looks like an ugly gun. It's just ugly. And then we have seen this a few times, like here's the TV show Governor's pistol. It's silver and black. It's a little nicer because it's painted, but still very meh. This was also reused with, just recently actually, let me think, the new series exclusive Walgreens Rick Grimes and Deputy hat or whatever. And yeah, so it's been reused a lot of times, and Andrea from the TV show actually came with it as well. It's just meh, very bad. I'm not a fan. And then I think this one here is I've got a problem with. It's not so much the sculpt on this one as being used. Let me grab a random figure here, just show you the way it's designed. So it looks nice, right? It's a Glock. This is the Glock that came with the Herschel from Series 6, and it also came with the Jesus Paul Monroe figure from the comic series 4. And it's too big and too thin. Look how thin it is here. And then look how wide it is. Let me show it in comparison with Rick's hand here. It's just, you have to really jam it in there and kind of get the feeling that you're going to break the hand by stretching it out that much. And he has to really spread his hand far apart. And this Rick is like one of the better ones for holding weapons, and he still has kind of a problem holding it. So the people that this actually came with can't hold it at all. Like, here's the Paul Monroe figure. His hand is way too tiny for it, and he can just about hold like the butt of it in his hand. So yeah, this one is a really bad one. I hope McFarlane doesn't reuse this one, and definitely not this one here from Comic Andrea, Comic whatever, just Governor, yeah. And then this one here looks like it reuses the same sculpt as this one, only it's had a silencer added to it. And this came with the Tyrese action figure from Series 5. It's thin, looks bad, and the silencer looks stupid. This is supposed to be used with like Carl, and Carl's hand is just way too tiny for it, so this gun is not good at all. So they should just stop reusing this one. And whenever they decide to reuse it again, I will go down there and kill them. Okay? That's just it. This one's a little more thick than the usual one, so I don't know. Sometimes they add a little more plastic than usual for this mold, though. See that? It looks slightly thicker. Anyway. And now the absolute worst one I've decided is the Maggie Series 5 pistol. And this one just doesn't hit any of the marks. Its paint apps, it's just horrible. Its sculpt is very bad. Why can't I get focus in here? There we go. And it looks very chunky as well. Yeah, like it's grainy. And doesn't really pull off the regular gun look at all. So, as well as not being a very remarkable looking gun from the start, its paint is just ugly. It's like a greenish gray with no accentuating qualities, no silver added to it, no dark black parts, just regular gray. And that is just bleh. And it's very thin, again, as well as that stupid trigger being sculpted black part behind it. And then, yeah, it's just very bad. Very short and little, looks like it's a bit leaning forward in the front. Like, the front part doesn't look right. So this looks like it was sculpted out of Play-Doh and just thrown in. So that one is the absolute worst. The Maggie Series 5 got the worst pistol, and that's just too bad. She can't hold it anyway, but it would have been nice if you could just show it off. But you can't really because it's crap. So anyway, that's my list of the pistols so far. There's a few that I think I missed out on, just right off the top of my head. The Carroll pistol, and I don't know where that is. I misplaced mine, but that one is pretty fair. I would put that somewhere in the middle of my list. And other than that, I can't think of ones that I'm missing. Probably like one or two more. But anyway, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure to stick around for my future videos. Make sure to check out my previous videos. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.